Welcome to 5 Minutes Alone with God. Today we're going to start a new section. We are in the Psalms. Remember, Psalms is a different genre. So instead of reading one of the letters like we were with Jude, you're reading poetry. Poetry is a little bit different in the Hebrew writing than it is in English. In English, we are accustomed to hearing rhymes, like roses are red, violets are blue. But in Hebrew, you're not going to find that. But what you will find is that the poetry connects to the emotion. So in Psalm chapter 22, it begins like this. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, from the words of my groaning? My God, I cry by day, but you do not answer. By night, but I find no rest. Yet you are holy, enthroned on the praises of Israel. In our fathers we trusted. They trusted, and you delivered them. To you they cried and were rescued. In you they trusted and were not put to shame. But I am a worm and not a man, scorned by mankind and despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They make mouths at me. They wag their heads. He trusts in the Lord. Let him deliver him. Let him rescue him, for he delights in him. Yet you are he who took me from the womb. You made me trust you at my mother's breast. On you I was cast from my birth, and from my mother's womb you have been my God. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, and there is none to help. There's a certain feeling that you get from this, isn't there? If you were to summarize this, what would you think is going on here? Someone is crying for help. They're in need, aren't they? And yet the response of God is they feel like God isn't anywhere around. But the psalmist remembers that God was there for his forefathers, and God delivered them. And in the present, he calls on and asks for God's help, because God helped in the past, so he's claiming the promise and asking God to help in the present. People are mocking and making fun of him, and he has no one to turn to but to God. So how would you apply this to your life? When things are bad in your life, do you attempt to try to come up to the solution yourself? Do you try to fix everything yourself? Or do you go to God first? Well, if you're like me, you probably try to come up with three or four different ways that you can fix the problem. Instead, we need to go to God first. So one of the applications that I get out of this is that when I am in trouble, I need to seek God, and I need to depend on him for my help. Not try to find my own solutions, not ask other people for help, but go to God and find his answers. Most of the time you will find them right here in God's word. Sometimes it will be no. Sometimes it will be wait. And sometimes it really boils down to just, am I willing to obey the truth that God has revealed from his word? There's our 5 minutes with the Lord today. Have a good day. Psalm 22, verse 12 through 21.